Hi, it's me, Jonathan Dark again, and this rant is about the Casey Anthony verdict. I can't believe how angry everyone in America is about Casey Anthony being found not guilty. Why are you all so angry? Um, is it because you, like Nancy Grace, convicted her years ago? You know, you feel that she's guilty, so she should have been found guilty. Well, thank God you weren't one of the 12 people that found Casey not guilty. Those people had brains. Um, there were a lot of things that happened in that trial. And when I watched the trial, every day the media would say how the prosecution just destroyed the defense. Even after the defense took over, after the prosecution rested and defense had their turn, I watched the trial every day. And I don't know what the hell everybody else in America was watching. What I saw was Baez destroying everything that the prosecution put out there. You know, like for instance, um, everybody complained about what a liar Casey Anthony was, and I agree. She's a compulsive liar. I had a girlfriend who was just like her. She would lie right to your face, even if you saw an action, she would deny that action right in front of you. A minute later, she was a liar. Some people are like that. But look at Casey Anthony's parents. They both swore under oath in front of the world, not just Florida, not just the United States. The whole world was watching this trial, and they swore in front of the whole world they would tell the truth, and both her parents lied. Now, why do you think Casey Anthony's a liar? She grew up with liars. George Anthony swore that he didn't have an intimate affair with a woman while they were looking for the baby. And then the baby comes on, I mean, the woman comes on who he denied having an affair with and said, yeah, we had an intimate affair. You know, we had sex. And it was before they found the baby. And not not only did she say that, but she said that George Anthony told her there was an accident and it just spiraled out of control. Well, George Anthony is pretty much telling this girl that the baby was dead before they even found her. So that kind of makes what Casey said believable. You know, she said there was an accident, the baby died, and the father helped her cover it up, wanted her to cover it up. So if Casey's guilty of anything, she's guilty of being an idiot. But being an idiot is not worthy of a death penalty. You know, um, that was one of the things that her father did or said. That was a lie. Her father lied throughout the trial. And in the beginning of all this, from the beginning, I thought there's something wrong with that dad because when police were trying to interview him, he was he was not cooperative at all. He was fighting the police hook, line, and sinker from the day they started asking him questions. And I couldn't understand why. They're not after you. They're just asking you questions to try to build a case. And they didn't even have a case against the daughter yet. They didn't even have anything on Casey yet. This was before they even arrested Casey. He was not cooperative. He seemed guilty about something from the start. And if anybody should have been put on trial here, it should have been him. You know, but the reason for Casey being let go was because this was not a death penalty sentence. This was a negligent parent whose child died. And if there's a conviction for that, that's what she should have got. She shouldn't have gotten the death penalty because, without proof, if you can't prove somebody killed somebody, you can't convict them of murder. And what kills me about people that are being interviewed on TV today is they're saying with all the evidence the DA has. Well, I watched the trial. What evidence did the DA have? The DA said that Kaylee was suffocated by her mother with duct tape. And then a forensic expert comes out to the defense and says the DA's an idiot. That autopsy was the shabbiest one I ever saw, and there was no way that duct tape was put on before while she was alive. That duct tape was put on after she died. Now, if the whole DA's case hinged on the mother suffocating the baby with duct tape, well, that guy just said, there's no way that happened. Well, who are you going to believe? The DA who can't prove it, or a guy, a forensic expert that says that didn't happen? Who are you going to believe? You're going to believe the forensic expert. So if the DA couldn't prove how the baby died, when the baby died, or who killed the baby, how could you try to convict Casey Anthony of first-degree murder with a death penalty attached? How can you possibly do that? Like, you're an idiot. And the guy now, he's going to retire. Well, you should retire. You're a jerk. And how many other people did you convict that were innocent? Because you can, because you're the DA, and just because you feel that this person did it, oh, well, I'm going to put you in jail. And you people should be happy that Casey was found not guilty because it proved the judicial system works. It helped her. Nobody proved that she killed the kid. Nobody proved it. And I believe the defense when they said the baby drowned in the pool. And George Anthony made me believe it when he got up to testify saying to that woman he had an intimate affair with that it was a terrible accident that got out of control. That made me believe what Casey said the kid died in the pool. Now, we'll never know what happened. Just like in the OJ trial, we'll never really know what happened. But there's a beautiful, beautiful little girl who's dead, and that's unfortunate. But you can't just convict somebody of first-degree murder without being able to prove that they actually killed her. You can't do that. So in this trial, the jury was right. The jury was right for letting her go. And anybody that disagrees with that is an idiot. You must be a Nancy Grace follower. Because Nancy Grace had Casey Anthony convicted 3 years ago. The week she began reports about Casey Anthony, Nancy Grace began convicting her then. And that's what's wrong with this country. All you people listen to how guilty Casey Anthony is before she even had a trial. How would you like that to happen to you? How would you like to be the person who got arrested for something you didn't do and have the whole world against you? How would you feel? If you wouldn't feel terrible, then you're dead. You're just dead. You're just stupid. Because if you didn't do something and somebody's trying to put you in jail for first-degree murder, then you're an idiot if you don't feel something about that. Now, instead of being angry about Casey Anthony being found not guilty, you should revel in the fact that the justice system worked in this case. And maybe someday, if you get arrested for something you didn't do, it'll work for you. That's it for this rant.